Yo, shalom, Shabbat shalom. What it do up in this piece? Yo, y'all know the salute. Shabbat shalom. Yo.
Shabbat shalom.
Already. Hey, let me see that shirt though.
I want to stay space so I can take my notes, you know what I'm saying?
Move the jacket. Yeah. Fear versus pride. Let me see yours. Yeah.
That's all right.
Let me see yours, man. Yeah, commandments and faith, Revelation 14:12. What it do? Salute. Shabbat shalom.
Howdy.
This guy here. Hey, here we go.
Shalom. Shabbat. Wait. I was going to do the duo. Shabbat shalom, y'all. I'm just playing.
I was just playing, and let's get over here. Bam. Shalom. Shabbat shalom. Bam. She just Shabbat shalom. Oh man. All right.
I have a question.
Shalom. She's so pleasant. Shalom. Hey. King. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Already. Bam.
Shabbat shalom, Hebrew. Brother Yahweh, he on the Shabbat.
On the Shabbat.
Fellowship
With the brews.
baby.
Already. Shalom, brews, man. Most High in Christ bless, man. Y'all know where we at. We at the brother Yawasap. Well, we about to do this, man. We about to have the Shabbat lesson. So for all y'all that want to get out and go have house to house, Shalom.
I think the head was covered. Every man covered their head, but this was before they covered their head before they went up to the mountain. Then, after they covered their head, he said, "I pray thee." Right. So all this happened before. Matter of fact, where is that in Corinthians?
Corinthians 11.
Yeah.
Get that for me real quick. 1 Corinthians 11. Right. And they were just talking about. Matter of fact, we're gonna read it in 1 Corinthians 11. And just get some understanding of it, because so we don't have so much conflict about
Corinthians 11 and what? It's a
right?
couple of them.
But also, if you don't mind me interjecting, also it just goes back to that lesson about the meat that you brought out too, that eating meat sacrificed to idols. We know that idol don't mean nothing to us,
Right.
but at the same time, if it causes that next brother to sin, he's going ahead and uncover your head. That bottom line too.
Right.
So that Paul said it wasn't no curse.
Yeah, there's no curse.
First Corinthians 11 and 7.
Yeah, come 11 and 7 is where it's at.
No. Let's go with you're gonna start
He want the one at 4.
No, 1 Corinthians 11, and matter of fact, start at 1.
Okay, all right. 1 Corinthians 11, and we'll start at verse 1.
Salakia. Khan, everybody there first.
Done.
All right.
Be ye followers of me, even as I also am of Christ. Now I praise you, brethren, that ye remember me in all things, and keep the ordinances, as I delivered them to you. But I would have you know.
You see this? Listen. This is Paul saying this now too. Now, this is no law. This is Paul saying this. Right. Remember that. Go ahead.
But I would have you know. This is 1 Corinthians 11, verse 3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Christ is God.
Right.
Every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered, dishonoreth his head. But every woman that prayeth or prophesieth with her head uncovered dishonoreth her husband. For that is even all one as if she were shaven. For if the woman be not covered, let her also be shorn. But if it be a shame, slack it. For a woman to be shorn or shaven, let her be covered. For a man indeed ought not to cover his head, for as much as he is the image and glory of God, but the woman is the glory of the man.
Hallelujah.
For the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man.
That's right.
Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man.
That's right.
For this cause ought the woman to have power on her head because of the angels.
That take you back to the Genesis 6 right there.
Neither the woman without the man in the Lord. For as the woman is of the man, even so is the man also by the woman with all things of God. Judging yourselves, is it comely that a woman pray unto God uncovered? Doth not even nature teach itself you that if a man have long hair, it is a shame unto him?
Whoa.
Y'all see that? And that's another thing too.
Say that one more time. Hold on.
Doth not even nature itself teach you? That's 1 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 14. That if a man have long hair, it is a shame unto him. But if a woman have long hair,
You want to bring something out, Jeremiah?
Yeah, come. So, cause you know how the Most High take the foolishness things of the word found the wise, right?
Right.
So, the Lord of Nazarite, you know, cause whenever we consecrate ourselves to the Most High, that's when we let the locks of our hair grow. We didn't let the razor come from our heads, things of that nature. So your hair was long,
Right.
but at the same time, is he saying it like? Cause the way I picture it, if it being wrong, because you know King Solomon had locks,
Right.
you know, a couple other brothers had locks.
Absalom that had to get his hair
the
shaved.
real big fro.
Had to get his hair cut so much and weighed so much. Yeah, every year.
So with that being said, I'm thinking he's saying like not to wear our hair like Snoop and Cat Williams and stuff like that.
Like a woman,
That's
yes.
exactly what he's
Like a woman, yeah.
Yeah, that's what the whole scripture is about. We shouldn't be looking like a woman.
Okay.
You know, we shouldn't be out here, you know, with our hair long, perm, curled up and everything. And when you turn your back, you can't
Cat
tell.
Williams.
You can't tell that from, you know, from
Yeah,
a
the
female.
hair from a male to a woman.
hey,
Yeah.
that's dope. Yeah.
So
yeah.
and that's, you know, that's why
I would
women-
say, and Slack, y'all don't even cut off. I would even say to the degree that guys, that women wear their hair, because you know you got some brothers that got long locks,
Right.
and they bundle it up,
Yeah.
like a woman.
Exactly.
And I don't think that's
That's
something
not-
that men
no.
are supposed to be doing. So if you got them, just rock them, let them hang, but don't go and put a bun or
Don't feminize
you know what I'm
it.
saying?
Right.
Don't feminize it.
Sauce.
Yeah, I'm against the man bun too. When they first came out with that, the boys come to the barber shop, hey man, they get the little fade around here, then I say, bro, they know that.
They put that
I
Tekashi
say,
6
we was
line
growing
on.
up, the only people that I seen wearing a bun was women.
That's it.
A lot of style they wearing on, even how they crinkling the braids, the locks and making them look. Man, that's the real
That's
thing.
real feminine, bro.
Yeah, you know, they hide a lot of that in fashion, you know what I'm saying? The enemy gonna put fashion, media, you know, it's gonna be all kind of tricks of the trade, you know. They call it things come back around, you know what I'm saying? The man buns, you know what I mean?
As you can see,
That ain't what it
there's
is.
no feminine.
Yeah.
No.
You know,
At all.
We gotta gird ourselves in every
Right. And then you gotta
Stage of
also
life.
realize, they say, man, yeah, you know, you go back in my time, they was like, man, they did that in your time. Like, you know, they was wearing the tight clothes. They what you had in every generation, you had a part of that generation, somebody was doing something off.
God.
You know,
Indeed.
you go and look at what they're doing now. I mean, you see skinny jeans. That's all you see. They turn around, you can't tell them from a female. You know, that's what the dudes are wearing. We shouldn't be. Matter of fact, they wear what's some things called the onesies, or rompers, or something like that. Come on,
Too strong.
And then you just buy a real one.
Yeah.
All right, pause, man. That was a little JOKE.
Back to the thing, to the last.
I want to bring this.
We'll talk all day about that.
It's gonna be the last part of it right here. Where you at?
No femininity.
None
Leave
at
it to the
all.
women.
Leave it to them.
You still reading? You the reader.
Oh, okay. 1 Corinthians chapter 11, and we're at verse 15. But if a woman have long hair, it is glory to her, for her hair is given her for a covering. But if any man seem to be contentious, we have no such custom.
You hear that right? That's the part. That's all I want to get to.
We don't
right
rock
there.
like that.
Hey, read that one more time.
But if any woman have long hair, it is glory to her, for her hair is given her for a covering. But if any man seem to be contentious, we have no such custom.
So they take you all. If you just go back all the way and keep everything in context, they were just talking about covering of the head first. We really don't have no such custom. You can't go back into the law and find nowhere in the law that it says that man should have his head covered, uncovered or whatever. And if he don't, it's a punishment for it.
One instance where I seen in the Levitical law, but we don't have Levitical.
We don't have the order of Melchizedek.
And the high priest he was never to uncover his head.
Right.
He was
That's right.
The only one he was never to uncover
Okay,
his head.
and look at it at that point right there. You see what
Yeah.
Paul's saying, the man should have his head uncovered.
Uncovered.
You
That's
see?
right.
So we don't have no law. There's no punishment for it or anything. We don't have no
So
law.
covering or uncovering, we get
We good, but the thing is just being humble about it. If we want to just cover, uncover, respect things. Take
There it
off
goes.
your head. Be humble about it. Bow down to the Most High. See what's going on, and then if we have just say we come over here to Yawasap House.
okay.
And he want every brother to have their head uncovered. when they
Uncover
come.
your head.
Okay,
Hey,
so those are the.
We
okay.
uncover our heads, hey man. You know,
Okay.
straight to our
on
brother.
that note, okay.
Or even if it's not him, somebody, man, he over there reading the Bible with his head covered. You hear brother saying that, man, don't cover your head, man.
Yeah.
Because you don't want that
you don't
to
want
break-
to cause
yeah.
that type of division.
Yeah, and that's what's gonna happen. And then people overlook the situation of they'll look at his head. They're like, oh, his head covered. So I'm gonna zoom in. But actually, it's not because he has a hole at the top of his head. He got that hole at the top and it's knitted.
Yeah.
It's open. You know, even like ball caps. Like these ball caps, yeah, maybe not. But if I take the snapback and I rock it up here, leaving my opening, I'm open. You know what I'm saying? As long as that crown is exposed. But you know that's. But again, out of respect, just take it off. Go ahead, King.
It's nothing, right?
See, a lot of us like to be over righteous. He told us not to be over righteous,
Righteous,
over much wicked.
Yeah.
So if you follow in the land, man, or you out there working in construction, man, we gotta wear hard hats. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You don't have to take off your hard hat and undone all your gifts. Just say, give a praise to the Most High, because he might have just saved your life or something.
And I pray up at high noon.
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna give him his praise regardless, because the Most High, he's the only one who is the discerner of the heart.
That's
You
right.
know where your mind is. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Searching the inward parts, as it says in the book of Psalms, constantly. All right, so
I mean, that was just to bring that part of it. I know that.
That was what's up.
Yeah, so it's gonna be contentious about it. Somebody be arguing about it, man. It's uncovered, man. Ain't no big deal. Hey, you ain't go to Jeremiah get your haircut. Hey, that's on you. Uncovered, but
one time for my sisters over here.
Got some dietary.
yeah, I got some
Shalom,
milk on some
sisters.
dietary.
I want some dietary.
I want to ask y'all.
Let's talk.
Hey, you know what? Before we even bring this lesson out,
Let's do it.
y'all
Already
want
know.
You got it down. You know what off the top?
The Lord's Prayer?
Yeah. Okay.
Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For yours is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Abanawa,
Abanawa,
Shabashamayim,
Shemashemaya,
Kodash,
Kodash,
Haya,
Haya,
Shamka,
Shamka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Malakwaka,
Malak, Waka,
Taba'a,
Taba'a,
Ratazayaka,
Tazayah,
Haya,
Haya,
Aisha,
Aisha,
Baratza,
Baratza,
Kawa,
Kawa,
Haya,
Haya,
Bashamayim,
Bashamayim,
Latan Lanawa,
Latan,
Lacham,
Lacham,
Come.
Ko,
Tom,
Yawon,
Yawam,
Wasalach Nawa,
Wasalak Nawa,
Kawawath Nawa,
Kawawak Nawa,
Kasalach Nawa,
Kasalak Nawa,
Kawawath
Kawawak,
Yanawa,
Yanawa.
Wala'a,
Wala'a,
Tabaya Nawa,
Tabanawa,
Tabaya,
Tabaya,
Nawa,
Nawa,
Bonasai,
Bonasai,
Awon,
Awon,
Abo,
Abo,
Hawashai Nawa,
Hawashai now.
Mayan,
Bayan,
Ra,
Ra,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Laka,
Laka,
Hamalakwa,
Hamalakwa,
Waha'ala,
Wahala,
Wahata,
Wahata,
Para,
Para,
La'ai,
La'ai,
Walomyam,
Walomyam,
Aman.
Aman. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. All praises to the mighty.
He dwelled not in the temple made with hands. But greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna be asking some questions in the beginning. It's just one question: is that what scripture comes to mind when you try to tell somebody about the dietary law and they can bring out a scripture trying to or they're like a Christian trying to bring out a Christian trying to justify it.
Isaiah 60, 50.
Oh, go ahead,
Well,
sis.
no,
No, you
that's
good.
not
You
what
good.
they're gonna bring out. I'm talking about what they will bring out to try to justify them.
It's not what goes in it, it's the Father.
4 and 4 is going to be one of them. I'm going to break that one down.
Matthew 15.
Matthew 15.
Acts chapter 10.
Acts chapter 10.
Oh, that bull, chapter 10, verse 8.
Yo, okay. What's that book of nigger?
No, I'm talking about that bull. Like, it's not in the book.
How does the Hebrew say? He say, he get all wrapped around the mouth. He say, keep on reading. He forget, what page were we at?
What page we was
Yeah,
at?
he wrote it, man.
Yeah, he pretty much.
Matthew chapter 15 and verse 1.
Terry for a second, King.
Verse 1. Then came to Jesus scribes and Pharisees, which were of Jerusalem, saying, Why thy disciples transgress the tradition of the elders? For they wash not their hands when they eat bread.
And you see where it starts off at the beginning. It's not even talking about meat at all. That's right. But you know they will never go back to the beginning of the scripture. They will always bring you to the point of what we're gonna read later on. But they'll never come back to the beginning. And we know coming into this walk, that's the first thing we need to do. Go back to the beginning.
That's right.
Let's go back to the beginning. Sometimes you need to go back to the beginning of the chapter or the chapter before.
That's right.
We knew this. They were written in scrolls. They wasn't separated. It was one long, complete statement. That's how it went.
That's right.
Since in English and stuff now, we're separated in chapters and verses for us to get a better understanding of it. But go ahead, huh?
Here come. Verse 3. But he answered and said unto them, Why do ye also transgress the commandment of God by your tradition?
And that'll take you right back to, again, about we should be keeping the commandments. Because you see here that they was following man's tradition. That's right. Instead of God's tradition. And this is the Messiah saying, keep the commandments of God. We'll go ahead,
Verse 4. For God commanded, saying, Honor thy father and mother. And he that curses father and mother, let him die that death.
We can go to Exodus 20 and 12 and find that in the Ten Commandments. It's also stated, I think, in Leviticus and Deuteronomy also, I believe. Go ahead.
But ye say, Whosoever shall say to his father or his mother, It is a gift by whatsoever thou mightest be profited by me.
A child is a gift to you, and that's what they use.
A child is an arrow and a reward to the prophet.
And they try to put that against the parent, even though they are cursing their parents out, doing their parents wrong.
That's
not
right.
honoring their parents. I was a gift to you.
Verse 6. And honor not his father or his mother, he shall be free. Thus have ye made the commandment of God of none effect by your tradition.
So anytime we go with man tradition, you see what we do to the commandments of God, right? Go ahead.
Ye hypocrites, well did Esaias prophesy of you, saying, This people draweth nigh unto me with their mouth and honoreth me with their lips, but their heart is far from me.
That's right.
Esaias is Isaiah.
Isaiah.
And you mostly, I don't know if y'all have that precept, and most scripts have the precept already. Isaiah 29 and 13.
Y'all got Isaiah 29:13. That's a precept to that statement.
So always, when you get to that, try to highlight that and highlight the precept for it. Some precepts are, on a Christianity mentality in this Bible. So some of them don't line up with the scripture.
I think the other one you look for too, the one with Philip. I don't know exactly where it is, but Philip in the Ethiopian eunuch. I see it's
Don't stress it.
Acts 8. I believe that's Acts 8.
Yeah, it is.
Verse 10. And he called the multitude, Salakia, we on verse 9. But in vain they do worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men. And he called the multitude and said unto them, Hear and understand. Not that which goeth into the mouth defileth a man, but that which come out of the mouth, this defileth a man.
See, right there. That's what they tell you right there. Right. See, this is not what goes into the mouth that defiles a man.
Right.
But let's go to Leviticus 11.
I want that pork chop.
Yeah. Let's go to Leviticus 11. They're going to come there. See, it's not what you eat or what goes into your mouth.
But she was still there, Mark.
And still not, go ahead, Doc. And still not telling you, And still not going back to the beginning. They forgot everything you read in the beginning. They were just talking about bread in the beginning. Meat.
11 and 11.
No, we're gonna go to
Leviticus 11.
Leviticus 11. No, we're not gonna go to the whole chapter. I'm gonna go to 11 and 44.
Leviticus 11 and 44.
Matter of fact, let's go to 43. Jeremiah, you get that one?
Oh, he trying to be gangster with it, folk Trey. I see what you're doing.
Everybody heard it?
Come.
Chapter 11 and verse 43. Ye shall not make yourselves abominable with any creeping thing that creepeth. Neither shall ye make yourselves unclean with them, that ye should be defiled thereby.
And what did it say? Be what? Defiled. Go right back to your Matthew 15 and 11. You see, this is the law telling you you're going to be defiled if you eat any creeping abominable thing.
That's right.
Yeah, you're going to be defiled. This is what the script is telling you this. This is the law is telling you this. It's in the law.
Right. You know, we recently seen, my wife and I were looking at something on Facebook, and we recently saw they had 2 tanks, okay? And one tank had cloudy water, and then the other had some kind of clear water, but it had oysters in it.
Yeah, that's the oysters.
Live oysters.
I'm gonna bring that out. I'm gonna tell you on those right there. You see, we eat the oysters, right? You go over in Galveston. What the water look like in Galveston? In the harbor, right? Okay, you go to somewhere like I want to say somewhere parts of Florida where they don't have the shrimp boats, the oyster boats, and all that. Some of that same water is here in the Gulf. It's clean and clear,
Right.
because the animals or the things that we eat over here that they take up out of the water don't have an opportunity to clean the water.
Because we eating it up.
Because we eating it up. Go over there where they're not eating it, that water is clear. That's why you see now, sometimes in Galveston, you go over here and get in the water, you got a cut on you, you might get the flesh-eating bacteria. Because we don't have the things in the water right now to protect us clean. And then once we eat those, that goes into our body. But it's a matter of fact, go ahead with that 44 now.
Verse 44.
That's go ahead.
For I am the Most High your power. Ye shall therefore sanctify yourselves, and ye shall be holy, for I am holy. Neither shall ye defile yourselves with any manner of creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth.
That's it right there. You see, the law said if you eat these things, you're going to defile yourself. You get here in Matthew 15 and 11, it seems like it would be a contradiction. But it's not. They're not. The Messiah is not talking about eating unclean foods. I always say, he didn't have to explain it really. What it says, what's understood is no need to explain it.
That's right.
Yeah, so he's talking to Hebrew.
And that's why he spoke in parables, because it's only for them
Right.
who he already made to understand it.
Right. We can switch back to Matthew 15 and 12.
Young King said, bring it out. You hear him, huh? He's like, go. He like, bring it out. Go.
Okay, the book of Matthew, chapter 15, verse 12. Then came his disciples and said unto him, knowest thou that the Pharisees were offended after they heard this saying?
And you see that we read this in the last Shabbat. This same script. You done upsetting them guys.
We done made them mad.
Made them mad.
Get your man pleasing butt away from me.
Yeah, let's see what Christ said to them.
But he answered and said, every plant which my heavenly Father have not planted shall be rooted up. Let them alone. They be blind leaders of the blind, and if the blind lead the blind, both shall fall into the ditch.
That's right.
Then answered Peter and said unto him, declare unto us this parable. And Jesus said, are ye also yet without understanding?
I've been working with y'all all this time, and you don't understand it. You still ain't got this? Come on,
Do ye not ye yet understand that whatsoever entereth in at the mouth goeth into the belly and is cast out into the drought?
And y'all remember, we still talking about washing of the hands, because the Pharisees all of them had hand washing rituals, right? Where they had different vessels set aside with the water in, dip their hands in, let it run down, and all the different things. So this is what he's talking about. Your disciples don't do this, man. Why your disciples don't do this? But
Why you don't take
Yeah,
communion?
that's nowhere in the law. There's nowhere in the law saying that that's the way you have to wash your hands. Now it's good to wash our hands
Well, yeah,
to what's called because of germ, but there's nowhere in the law saying that you have to wash your hands.
Right.
And they trying to. This is that second Colossians 2
and 8.
where they talking about these ordinances that these Pharisees been putting on our people.
Okay.
You know that's not in the law. If you stick to the law, what it says is not grievous.
It's not grievous. 1 John 5:3.
Right.
But once you add philosophies and different belief systems to it, then that's what makes it grievous, because now everybody can draw an opinion from
Bring that communion out one more time. We just talking about
so is it
a law.
a law to take communion?
No law.
There's no law.
So if you don't take communion, then you aren't in violation by any biblical principles. That is a tradition of man.
Question: when are you supposed to take so-called quote-unquote communion?
Passover.
Passover. That's the only time you're supposed to eat that bread and wine. Go ahead.
Okay. So with that same thing, so Yahweh himself let her know, he said, as oft as ye do this. So as oft meaning you can do it.
Well, you can.
You
Yeah.
eating food, you breaking bread, you give thanks.
Wine.
Do this in remembrance of me.
Wine,
You could be drinking a
crackers,
bottle of water.
A wine and some bread, you know.
Heavenly Father, thank you for this water. You know what I'm saying?
Whatever
Thank him in
whatever
all
you eat and
things.
drink, give all.
Yeah, and do it in remembrance of him, because he did that for the breaking of his body and the shedding of his blood. So this, every time we eat or drink something, it's a representation of us doing it in remembrance of him. Most times we ain't eating in our pajamas or whatever, unless we just woke up in the morning. But most times we eating Passover style. We eating, let it move around.
Eating in haste.
So, yeah, and so we're doing these things in remembrance of him. But never is it supposed to be done in a Christian setting with a wafer and a little shot of grape juice
On a Sunday.
on Sunday.
See, if you go back to the Acts, I think it's Acts 20.
Acts 20.
Acts 20, the first day of the week. I think that's where it is when they try to justify
Bless you.
taking communion, which they really didn't understand that. I think it's Acts 20. Don't make.
Okay.
Hey, also too, yes, like Jeremiah said, as much as y'all find that, like Jeremiah said, yeah, you're supposed to do it as often as possible. You know what I'm saying? But there's no law on it, and that's what Brother Evano was bringing out, that on the first Sunday at church, what they say, that you have to take communion.
Yeah.
And
Otherwise, you cursed with a curse.
yeah, exactly. So that's off. You know what I'm saying?
Put it on you, boy. They put that good too long.
But-
They be like, man, give me that little shot of juice.
But what did the scripture say about curses and blessings? He said, I will curse those that curse you and bless those that bless you.
You understand, boo?
27.
Yeah.
So where we at?
I'm just gonna bring that out since y'all brought that out earlier. I'm gonna show y'all because it falls right in line with the lesson. So just bring it out. Acts 20 and 7. Yeah, Acts 20 and 7. And this is just this is what they use again. Most people in Christianity, they use to justify us taking communion every Sunday, or then some of them do the first Sunday of the month. Acts 20 and 7.
Acts 27.
And upon the first day of the week, when the disciples came together to break bread, Paul preached unto them, ready to depart on the morrow, and continued his speech until midnight.
Yeah, and see, this is what they try to use to justify us doing communion. They came together on the first day of the week. Matter of fact, they try to use this. This is why we should have Sunday service. But this is only talking about when the disciples came together to break bread, not communion bread. This is just come to eat. Yeah, we come together to eat. Then Paul up there talking, preaching. His brothers getting together. We do it all the time. Get together, barbecue, break bread, and then it's just telling you what day of the week they done this.
Yeah.
Right.
This is all they was telling you. The Shabbat is over. Now they on the Sunday, the first day of the week. Paul getting ready to leave out here on Monday
They
morning.
cool it out and they chop it up by scripts.
I got you.
Right.
Right.
He get ready to leave out here Monday morning.
Right,
I got
that's
you.
it.
That's
We just
powerful
break
how you
bread.
brought it up. Because what day of the week?
The first day of
The
the
first
week.
day of the week.
Right.
The Most High didn't sanctify the first day of the week.
Right.
He sanctified what day?
Seven.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Seventh day
right.
of the week. So either way they try to chop it.
That's
They
makes
still out of
Saturday theory too. You know what I'm saying? Like the churches say, we observe the Sabbath. No, you don't. But then we say, well, we we honor the Sabbath on the Sunday because that's the day that we decide to give God the glory.
That's
on
right.
the first day of the week, which kind of is a pseudonism because you're supposed to worship God every day.
That's what they
That's what I thought.
That-
I thought that's why he say acknowledge him in all your ways, lean not on your nose, understand and trust him with all your heart. He's a rich and path. Well, that ain't just one particular day, right?
So he said in there, he say, we decide.
Right. So that's leaning on your own
He already
understanding.
told us what they commanded. Well, he commanded us
That was
what
the
they
command.
to worship.
That's what I'm talking
You know what I'm
about.
saying? He commanded us what they to worship.
Right.
He said, you got 6 days to do what you want to do.
Right. But on the
Saying
Sabbath,
this day here, it's different. 'Cause that's why I tell my household, look, this ain't the same as every other day. He says, holy. Holy means to be set apart. So, whatever you do on these other days, when it comes to this day, oh, wife, you want to be a cell phone? Is anything pertaining to Lord or not? Oh, I cut that off. She got mad. I don't care. Kids, we got the cartoons on. Is that little Isaac or is that Kingdom Purpose or is that something got to do with God? It's not. Cut that off. Why? Because we all be forgetting what the Shabbat is really about. It's everything supposed to be geared toward the Most High. Everything, whatever we doing, it need to be geared toward the Most High. And it's taken so lightly because the church took the fear of God out of there.
that's what's
But
missing.
see, if we still had the death penalty, if it weren't for Yahweh, if he did take away that curse of death,
when you grace right
yeah,
there. Right.
then a lot of people take it more seriously. You won't be out here in these shops. You won't be out here in these malls. You ain't gonna be out here trying to find your own pleasure.
Hey,
You know, you're gonna be looking for a brother to fellowship with, sister to fellowship with.
That's right. Granted, man.
Yeah.
hey, a lot of people are in overdraft when it come down to grace.
They're taking advantage of it, like you said, taking advantage of it, like we were just saying. We don't have that punishment up, but so they taking,
Yeah.
just taking advantage of it.
Con.
Somebody get to Luke 4:16.
Yes, sir.
We just talked about this earlier in the room. Just real quick, Luke 4:16.
So that was a real move to take, the fear of God.
This is the book of Luke.
Proverbs 1:7.
Yeah,
Oh, Luke what?
4:16.
Luke 4:16. Con.
All right. This is the Gospel of Luke, chapter 4, and we're at verse 16. And he came to Nazareth, where he had been brought up. And as his custom was,
As what?
he went into the synagogue on the Sabbath day.
On the first day.
On the Sabbath day. And stood up for to read.
You see that? This is the Messiah going in. This is Hamashiach going in the synagogue on the Sabbath day. Not the first day of the week, as they try to use right here in Acts 20 and 7.
Right.
Yeah. And then, you tell me what church goes in. Okay, you hear, how long do you think they was, he said he preached until midnight. And it went even further than that, because if you keep reading, you see young Eutychus fell out the window and broke his neck.
So they was in there for some hours.
So they was in there for hours. And I was just, they didn't say we was holding Sunday church. This was right after the Sabbath, after the seventh day of the week, as their custom was. So you can go in Acts 20, I think 21, and where you'll see that Paul went to the synagogue on the Shabbat, preaching so good till the Gentiles wanted to get on the next Shabbat to come get Paul.
Come.
And the whole city then came on the next Shabbat, not the first day of the week. This is just the disciples right here getting together breaking bread.
Right.
And we see this. I mean, this is just to help us get a better understanding or to explain to other people about it. We know and we understand what it is, but it just,
These were
let's
good
say-
defensive precepts.
right, just a refresher courses, something like that.
Now you also see what we stand when we read.
Yep.
If Yahweh Shai did it, and he always remind us is a servant greater than his master.
Nope.
We can hit Nehemiah on that one and show that they stood up on the pulpit of what's called some on this side, some on this side, and they read to all the people.
That's right.
So is that considered the same as the head covering conversation? The
No.
law is just about how you want to handle it in the situation you're in.
Oh, you talking about as far as the, con. There's no law.
And you remember how many people he was talking to, so he had to stand up in his voice.
Yeah.
And what it said in
58 and 1.
what it said in Revelation, how his voice was, had voice
Of many waters.
Many waters. Yeah.
I think think about that often. That's beautiful.
Then also it's a sign of respect too, standing and reading. They just like the head covering.
That's all. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're right. Con.
He'll give you that same power. 'Cause remember when they came to get him, huh? When he opened his mouth, how many foot men fell down?
All of them.
All of them dropped.
Over 600 foot men.
All of
Fell
them.
down.
That's the book of John right there. The power
So
of
it was power, but we don't know how to activate that power because we so worried about what the world thinks.
But yeah,
Right.
we do.
Everybody worried about a certain image, or everybody worried about how somebody else can perceive. Man, how about what your creator perceive of you?
Or we activate our power. We know how to activate our power. We totally do it for evil.
The
There you
power's
go.
in the
That
tongue.
too.
That's how we activate our power.
That's right.
The scripture says, if any man speak, let him speak the oracles of Yah.
That's right.
If we speak the oracles of Yah, already activated. It's on. You feel me?
That's
So we operating in the spirit because, again, carnal and spirit, those are two different worlds. It's two different realms.
How do we fight?
We fight with spirit,
And not against.
not against flesh.
Hebrews
and
4 and
blood.
12.
That's how we
Yeah, we war against the spirit and
Our
not against the
weapons
flesh.
are not of carnal, but of spirit.
That's right.
We war not against
Flesh and
flesh
blood.
and blood.
That's right.
Principalities,
Principalities.
powers. Against the
Rulers of
rulers of
darkness,
the
words,
against
spiritual
spiritual wickedness in high places.
Therefore take unto you the whole armor of Yah, that you may be able to withstand the
Nah, just a piece of the armor.
Nah, the whole armor.
Just the breastplate.
Nah, the whole armor.
No,
You
not
need
just the
whole-
helmet,
you need
bro.
the whole armor.
I
Stay
just want to take my
strapped.
sword.
Nah, take it out. You gotta take it out. You need the shoes. You need the belt. You need the shield. You need the breastplate. You need the gird. You feel me?
Most of all, what do you need? You need that spirit to be
Man,
right.
That's right. You know
That
what I'm
spirit
saying?
got to be right.
Gotta be right. Otherwise, your weapons are carnal.
I read it. The book of Hebrews chapter 4 verse 12. For the word of God is quick and powerful and
It's
sharper, quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to dividing asunder of soul and spirit and of the joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart.
You know what that means? That means that if you operating in spirit and in truth, then this word can't offend you when we bring it out.
Because you're going to bow down regardless.
Exactly. So if you want to, when I say this, if you want to piss a room full of people off, speak the oracles of God. You're going to see who it's going to do what? What it's going to do? It's going to separate flesh from bone.
But that's your interpretation.
Now that's the Bible. That's fact.
That's right.
I don't go off of opinions and beliefs. I go off of what the scripture says.
You're reading the wrong version. I read the NIV.
Don't read the NIV. The NIV got 45 scriptures that's missing from it. And they're also published by the person who published the Satanic Bible and the Gay Sex Bible.
Man, King James was a homo.
That's too much food. That's too much food.
King James was a homo, man.
We
You know, that's what they say.
That's right. We don't want to think. We don't want to read. We don't want to, you know what I'm saying? So lazy with it. But like the brother said, we will use our powers. We will tap into our God-given talents for evil, though.
But this
That's
this
what we
all
wanna
ties into the
recognize.
dietary laws, because what did Hamashiach say to Hashatan in the wilderness?
Man,
Said,
can I
man,
Man
live
should
on?
not live by bread alone,
But-
but of every word that proceeded out of the
Matthew
mouth.
4:4.
This really what we supposed to be eating.
That's
all
Matthew
the
4:4.
time. Eating and drinking.
Right,
bread
King?
and water.
3 and 4.
More? Okay.
Nah,
my-
both of them.
I mean, my bad. Hey, hey, you see how he hit me? So,
Matthew verse 4, chapter 4.
Yeah.
But he answered and said, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of God.
So the more that we ingest the Most High words, no matter what we ingest, it probably won't affect us to some degree because we walk in spirit. However, the more that we indulge in these things, then there's a separation of spirit and God. Mind you.
What it is that, you know, the things that we ingest in our bodies unknowingly, you will understand that. But if we, and this is what the Messiah is trying to bring out in 15. If you know it's wrong for you to eat a certain thing, you know it's wrong. But you say you can go ahead and eat it anyway. Before you even put it in your mouth, you have already broken the law.
That's right.
You already made it up in your mind. You done went against the law of the Most High. And this is what the Messiah is bringing out in 15. Before you even open your mouth to bite on whatever it was, you done broke the law already. Because it's in your heart. If we go to 15, back to 15, you'll see And with that understanding, you'll see that's what he's talking about.
15.
That Romans 14 is another one dealing with the dietary law. And that's one of the hardest ones to try to explain to people, but we'll get that another time. But that's dealing with the dietary law. They're trying to justify it. That Acts 10 and 15, y'all know that's dealing with what Peter had a vision. So it's dealing with the dietary law again.
But it's talking about nations.
It's also talking about people. It has nothing to do with eating food. None of that.
That's right.
Romans 14 does.
Right.
If you go to Romans 14, read that, it does. But it's just trying to explain about, some people thought they could eat meat. Some people thought the only they could eat, be a vegetarian. We see that today. But
So we can eat meat and vegetables.
yeah, you can. It's your choice. What whatever you want to eat, how you want to eat things, however you want to eat it. There's no law.
Just can't eat like no alligator or nothing.
Yeah, big gluttonous thing.
And and you can't eat too much meat either.
Oh, cause like
My bad, slack out.
No, you're good. I'm a big fan of chicken. I mean, I like chicken. I like it fried,
Negro.
baked,
That's most of
barbecue,
us.
rotisserie, fricassee, frappe, marmalade.
Yeah, say that one more time.
Because of Kohler.
Well, you know what?
You can read that in the book of Ecclesiasticus. He say, he talk about a man in his diet.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that would be a gluttonous of meats. But it's Kohler.
Right. Bad stool. Or something to that.
No, Kohler is like, we gotta go get that colonoscopy.
Oh, damn. Bad colon. Chicken good. Can't eat a whole lot. My limit is 4 pieces.
Hey, but chicken will cleanse you out, though. The thing about chicken, it has so much protein in it, it will cause you to go to the bathroom. Now, eating too much beef,
Beef is a 3-day thing. That's
yes. And 3 days is if you grind it up real good. It's actually a 30-day thing.
Oh, wow.
Beef stays in your system 30 days. But if you grind it up good, like ground beef, 3 days. But chicken, as soon as you eat it, before that night in, if you drink at least 2 bottles of water, it's coming right back out.
You all the way sauce. I'm saying.
Just think about people that bodybuild. People that bodybuild, what they do? They eat a lot of chicken. They eat that protein.
They take a whole chicken and eat that mother right there.
Gone. All right, go ahead, King.
Real quick. Let's get back to it real quick. That Matthew, where you at? What did you stop at? Is it 18? Where you stopped at? 18?
18, yeah.
And here go your spirit part of what you was talking about, even on about eating the spirit. Go ahead.
The book of Matthew, chapter 15, verse 18. But those things which proceeded out of the mouth come forth from the heart, and they defile the man.
Right.
For out of the heart proceed evil thoughts, murderers.
There go your evil thoughts. That's starting with your thoughts first. Whatever you thinking. So y'all remember that too.
Yeah.
Whatever you thinking, whatever your evil thought is, just because that person didn't hear what you saying, the Most High hear you. You went against that person. Right. So they evil thoughts. When you out in the street driving and somebody cut you off, and you done called them all kinds of names, that's an evil thought. Those are evil thoughts. They didn't hear you, but that's evil thought in you. So you gotta, we gotta repent for those things. It's just not just talking about your brother. They're just talking about anybody, any evil thoughts you have. The Most High know your thoughts. So when he say you know your heart, that's your mind. Your heart is your mind. So he know your mind. So whatever you thinking, he knows.
Can I give you a precept right quick? Salakia.
It's on you.
Let me get a precept. I'll read it right quick. Y'all don't got to turn to it. But Jeremiah 17, 9 and 10. The heart is deceitful above all things.
Right.
Above all things.
Nah, about 3/4 of things.
Above all things.
About a quarter of some things.
The heart is deceitful above all
But
things.
God know my heart.
Above all things.
But he gonna let people, make it just, he wasn't the God.
Salakia. And desperately wicked. Who can know it? I, the Lord, search the heart.
Search the what?
Search the heart.
That's your mind.
Search the heart, the mind. I try the reins, even to give every man according to his ways and according to the fruit of his doings.
What scripture that was you read?
That's Jeremiah 17, verse 9 and 10.
What was you read? The 10 was the last one.
Con out of one.
All right, I'm gonna show you something real quick. Jeremiah, say it again.
17, 9 and 10.
All right. 10.
That's them scripts.
It says Leah. Okay, it says if you go to 10, it says, "I the Lord search the heart." That word for heart is Leah Balab.
La'ab, yeah, come on.
It means the inner man.
Mm-hmm.
That's the inner man. That's you inside. Then it means the second definition for it is the mind.
Mm-hmm.
So that's your mind.
So that's a pretty simple.
That's your will, the heart, your understanding. So it's all talking about your mind. It's not talking about this thing that pumps blood.
No, that's right.
It's talking about your mind.
Because
I'm good. I want to start at 1 so they can get a full, understanding. I usually go. One is perfect for because you was.
Yeah, I just got one. I remember
all
one
right,
too.
y'all ready?
All right.
Fun.
This is the book of 1 Timothy, chapter 4, and we'll start at verse 1.
Now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils, speaking lies and hypocrisy.
Salaki, remember what they said the latter time, and these times now.
That's right.
We're in the latter time. Yeah.
Yo, shalom, shalom, shalom. All right, shalom. So today's Shabbat lesson was given by Eliyahu Ghibbor Y'srael at the House of Yawasap Yasharahla. Pretty much went over the dietary laws, man. Spoke on a simple fact of Matthew 15, the washing of the hands, and correlated that with what was that? Acts 10, 1 through 28, and also Acts 11, 1 through 4, I believe it was. A little bit more. Or 11, 1 through 4, 1 through 7, something like that. But basically go hear from the boys. I want to hear what the boys had to say about the lesson. Go ahead. Yeah, talk loud though.
Wait, you want me to like say what I thought the lesson was about, right?
Yeah, give me your best aspect of the lesson.
So basically, with dietary laws, not only are you supposed to feed yourself like physically, but also spiritually. So like, when you eat right and you clean right, it's not just physical attributes. It's also for your spirit. So when you eat right, your spirit gains effect on that too.
Nice. That's good insight. Okay. That's a good insight, Noah. Isaiah?
I don't know what to say.
So do you agree with what Noah said?
Yeah,
or?
I kind of get it. Yeah, like both physically, spiritually, it affects both of them. Even if you do one of them, it's going to affect the other. The other is going to affect the other. Even if it and if you do both, still.
So it pretty much got to be even.
Yeah, it got to be even.
Okay, cool. Young Shano, you can do it on point on this side. So we can, that way we can see your face. You can look through here.
This is breaking of the bread. It's not just like normal food. You also always have the biblical bread. Always feed yourself like that. Always. Also not to feed yourself with unclean things. If you know it's unclean, then you still eat it. It's a sin. Yeah, it's a sin.
You're breaking the law. Work for me. You don't work to iniquity.
Well, hold on, but I got a question though. Because you said biblical bread. What's biblical bread? The word? Oh, okay, so the word of God.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay, go ahead. My bad.